Hey guys, good morning. So it is super early. Well, it's 7:04. It's not that early. But I've already showered, like I did my hair and everything, and I've moisturized my skin and got it prepped for makeup. Somebody recently asked me in one of my Jaclyn Hill videos to come up with a like work look for the Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette, and I mean I see why, because obviously with this palette your mind obviously gravitates towards color. So we're going to try to come up with a little something more neutral for that today, and I'm just going to do my makeup along with you guys and just kind of get ready. I am actually going to work, so I'm trying to achieve this look within, you know, a certain time frame and still make it look fire and everything, and just so parts of this video might be voiceover just because of that. This is the NYX Marshmallow Primer. I like it, but I don't love it, especially on my nose area. I feel like it doesn't like actually, you know, do much for my skin there, but it's a really nice like moisturizing primer, and I do feel like it kind of fills in the pores just a little bit. So I do like it for the rest of my face. For my nose though, I am going to go in with the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. This is still like fire, absolutely fire. I still like the matte one a little bit more, but that's just preference. And that's only because my nose really does get super oily. So today I'm going to try, oh my god, my nose got so red. I have to say, this makeup look is definitely for somebody who isn't looking for like the most natural glam. I'm trying to decide which foundation to use. I think I'm going to go in with Fenty Beauty, just because it's like what I have like right here in front of me right now. Mine is in the shade 240. I like this because it kind of matches my skin. The other foundation I was going to use was the Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear foundation, which I love, but that one's a little bit too light. Like if I put that one on, my skin will definitely look a lot lighter than it already is. And definitely the lights wash me out a little bit, but I totally lost any self-tan that I did like a week ago. So I'm just going to apply this really fast. And I do like to use a sponge with this. I've talked about this before, but this is the Milk Makeup Matte Bronzer Stick. And you guys, this is so good. I really have been liking cream bronzing with this. And it's not so much the product itself. I think it's also the fact that I finally learned how to kind of incorporate cream bronzer in my routine. And I just think it actually makes like the bronzing process later on and like the rest of my makeup stuff go a little bit easier, just because this is kind of so effortless. It's not much like thought that I have to put into this. It's the product goes on so fast. So especially for like just getting ready quickly, it's like 2 seconds later and I've applied, you know, full face of bronzer. And then basically what I do with my powder bronzer after this, like later in my routine, is I kind of just go in and like supplement and kind of set this a little bit and just like get some areas that I want a little bit more product on set and everything. I also really like this color for my complexion personally. I think it looks really, really nice. Mine is in the shade Baked. Love this, and it's so chubby and like I feel like it's gonna last me such a long time. So I'm gonna go in with my L'Oreal Infallible Fullwear Concealer. This one is in the shade 355 Vanilla. I did notice some separation at the bottom of the tube, so I'm wondering if maybe she's just a little bit separated because I haven't used this one in a while. And that's totally possible. I am going to go in with my e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer. This one's in the shade Tan Sand, and it's kind of a little bit like my foundation color, but I'm just going to kind of add it towards the end here to try to like minimize the like super lightness of the other color. Wow, this felt really cooling on my eyes, and even though it's not the hydrating one, it still felt really cold. And like it's not like the room that I'm in is super cold or anything. That was interesting just to kind of feel the comparison between the two. I'm gonna go with my Hailey's Beauty Retouch Perfecting Loose Powder. I love this. It's such a good powder, you guys. And I like to apply mine with my Tati Beauty Blendiful. It's just a powder puff, but I like a powder puff. And you guys, I legit was using a powder puff before Tati came out with this, like before it was cool. I just found that it always like applied loose powder the best in comparison to like a sponge or a brush. A brush would sometimes leave streaks because like the product underneath was wet, and I felt like the best way to apply loose powder was definitely to press it in. So I was using like Walmart ones before. And the only reason I like this one is just because it's extra smooth and soft. So if you can find one at like a local beauty supply store that is like as soft, I totally recommend it. Because Walmart sells some, but I don't think they have this like furry texture almost. And mind you, I am setting my face, like I'm not baking it, but I am pressing the powder in and setting my face a lot, simply because like I'm at work all day, things get moved around, you know, so we try to avoid any like. So I like to go with my Morphe bronzer. This has honestly lasted me such a long time. I've hit pan pretty hardcore on this, but I use it all the time. And then this is just like my routine in makeup. I've been using this nonstop for my work days lately, so I wanted to mention it. This is the All in Mar Cosmetics in the shade Fair Light. My favorite shade in here is the middle one, because obviously you can tell it like I've totally hit pan on that guy. But I kind of just mix it with the other shades that are a little bit, that like have shimmer to them. And it creates such a beautiful blush, and I do like to take my blush kind of high. It's so weird because like a few years ago I absolutely could not stand blush. Like it was like, you know, kind of like an afterthought. Like I owned some blushes, but it wasn't like I'm putting this on every day. I didn't really love it. But now I'm like, let's put that everywhere. Like on my nose, on my cheeks, on my temples, like I love this look. I love the super blush look. Look, you don't have to like it. Just FYI, that's fine. So when I contour or when I highlight my nose, I also like to highlight, just for like time's sake lately, I like to highlight my inner corner because if nothing else, I can like put some mascara on and I've gotten at least this far and then my inner corners are highlighted. I normally like if I'm doing like a full face, I'll go back in with, you know, maybe like an eyeshadow or something to do it with. But lately we're just trying to get through it. So I'm going to spritz my face. This is the NYX Bear With Me spray. I'm almost out of it. And honestly, it's been really good to me, but I'm not going to plan on repurchasing it because I have so many setting sprays that I just really need to get through. So we don't need another one. We'll be fine without that one. But I did really like it, and if you don't have one in your collection, this one's really affordable. It lasts me a really long time. I like the way it sets my face. It's like a prep, set, and refresh. So lately for work, I haven't been doing that much highlighter. I mean, you might think this is a lot, but in comparison to like the days where I like was wearing makeup solely to go out, I was wearing a lot more highlighter just because it gave like a really like extra fun step to my routine. But now it's just kind of like, you know, I'm going to work. I'm not going to a bar or downtown or anything like that. So I'm going to quickly do my brows off camera. We are running out of time. I haven't even done my eyeshadow, so we gotta get to it. So I just cleaned up my brows with a little bit of Tarte Shape Tape just because it's actually a concealer that I like the shade of a lot. I have the shade Light Neutral. I really wanted to buy the like dewy formula, the hydrating formula that came out. Not dewy, but like hydrating. And I completely forgot to buy it on Ulta's like 21 Days of Beauty sale. And you guys, I'm not paying $24 for a concealer, so I'm not gonna get it until next year when they probably have it on the sale again. I know that sounds like insane, but I have so much concealer, there's literally no point. Although I will say that $24 that I spent on that one was really well spent. I've literally gotten like every penny out of it. But basically I like to use a concealer on my brows. It's a little bit light just to make it really easy. So now we're gonna jump into the palette. I'm going to take the shade Perfectionist first. I just think it's like the most neutral of her shades up here. It's like a really soft, like pinky, bronzy color. I normally just go in with bronzer in my crease on work days, and then like if I have time we'll add a little bit of eyeshadow, maybe a little bit of sparkle, like a nice shimmery eyeshadow, or I will kind of like add a little bit of brown to diffuse, you know, kind of like my lash line a little bit. Today we're gonna have a little bit of fun and actually use a palette. This is probably the first time in the like month that I've been working this job that I've actually put on eyeshadow that it's like eyeshadow and literally not bronzer as like the base of my eyeshadows. I love this palette, you guys. It diffuses so beautifully. Look at that. So now I'm jumping into a little bit of comfort zone. I actually already did it but realized I wasn't filming. And I'm just kind of applying it with a different brush, but then I'm going to go back in with my previous brush, like the first one I was using, and I'm going to use that one to diffuse. I just think that's the easiest way to blend eyeshadows, especially in the crease. And now the closest shade in this palette to a brown is the shade G Money right here, so we're going to use that one today, particularly in this like outer corner of my eye. Wow, that combination of G Money with those other shades looks really nice actually. And I'm basically just kind of patting it on and then slowly diffusing it. And I know that I'm staying away from like all the really beautiful colorful shades in this palette, but like the girl who asked me for this look was asking for a work look, and for me, gravitate towards neutrals when it comes to that. I figured that's what we would try first, and then we can kind of go from there and maybe do a little bit of experimenting. I just kind of want to show you guys that even if this is like your favorite palette and you love the colors in here, you could totally create a neutral look with it. And I'm actually gonna, I really like the way it looks right now without any extra kind of shimmer or like super fun anything going on the lid. But what I am gonna do is take a little bit of Certified and add it to my inner corner here a little bit. That will get blended out in a second. But I like that like little bit of like light inner corner moment. I just think it like brightens up that inner corner of the eye a lot, makes it look super pretty. I'm gonna take Comfort Zone again and run it under my eye. Another shade in this palette that I really like the color of, it's kind of a mauve pink. It's this one right here. It's called Thick Skin. I just haven't really had a chance to use it all that much. I've actually really not used this palette all that much. I mean, I've used it quite a bit on my channel, but not in real life. But I do have to say I will reach for it specifically for the shimmers. She just did a really good job on these shimmers specifically. Okay, so honestly, you guys, that's the look. That's the whole eye look. I know it was super basic. I know. That's what we're working with today. So I'm actually going to go in with her Jaclyn Cosmetics highlighter in Flurries. This is from her holiday collection. That was like her Valentine's Day one. And I'm just gonna amp up this inner corner highlight. This honestly has to be my favorite like high-end highlighters right now. It's just absolutely stunning. So I'm very quickly going to pop on some lashes and do some mascara, and we'll be right back. Okay guys, so I put just a little bit of mascara on. As that dries, I'm gonna go ahead and pop on some lip liner. I'm gonna use my favorite one. This is the LA Girl Perfect Precision Lip Liner in the shade Cafe. I've used this, I don't know, all the time. I love it so much. It's literally like probably the most used lip liner on my channel. I just really love the way this color looks on me and the formula. I also want to mention, you guys, I do not wear this much makeup to work every day. Some days I feel like going all out and going really glam and really beautiful, and some days I'm just like, not happening, you know? And the reason I wanted to mention that is because like there are days where I go to work and I'm literally not wearing any makeup at all. I think it's just important to realize that like you can feel confident in your own skin in a professional environment without wearing this much makeup, you know, or you could go in there with orange eyeshadow and like rock it if, you know, your environment allows it. So I like lip gloss. I'm going to pop on some lip gloss. This is the Jungle Rock. This was limited edition with Bretman Rock and Wet n Wild. This color is really beautiful. It's in the shade Fearless. I don't love the like scent behind it, the way it feels as much, but the color's really pretty. And I'm not going to go like overly boom with the gloss just because it's, again, like I'm going to work and I like snack throughout the day and stuff. So honestly, this look looks really pretty for like a bridal look. You could obviously go for like less glam lashes, but I think I wore lashes that were about this intense on my wedding day. These are actually drugstore lashes. I wish I could remember the name of the brand, but I think I actually threw the packaging away. I always do that. I'm the worst about lashes. Unless I'm like opening a new pair on camera, I'm like, oh my god, good luck. But something I will say is that I like lashes that flare out like this and kind of create like a cat eye effect. And you guys, something that has like been such a game changer for me with lashes is this like Kiss like lash applicator. Get it at Walmart. It's actually like a part of their like fall mascara thing. I just use it to apply my lashes. I think it's amazing. So my eyes are super red just because I've like irritated the crap out of everything around them, so that's why. But basically I'm just gonna go with some more setting spray, get dressed, and then head off to work. Alright guys, so this is the finished look. I really hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I know it was like super basic, super easy makeup. But I guess I wanted to showcase that this palette really does have like everything that you need to create a neutral, like soft glam look without it, you know, dipping into these really fun colors. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this look. I'm gonna go get dressed, go to work, make some money. My mom like labels my job the money pit, and I think that's so funny. But anyway, I will see you all later. See you in my next video. Thank you guys for subscribing. Love you.